Good evening, everyone. While I'm getting everything set up, um, we will let a few people get on. Good evening, Britt. I need to start the Facebook Live, so give me just a second to do that. You're in, or you should be in Arizona, you said. Okay. Good evening, everyone. All right, so we should be live on both Facebook and YouTube. Happy New Year. Good evening. Good evening. We are going to talk about ceramic products tonight. There is some confusion on what you should buy, especially if you're coming from, well, anywhere, but a lot of the Clayshare members are not sure, or they've been buying something and then I have to call and say, okay, are you, what clay body you're working on. So I thought if we went over all this tonight, maybe it would help make it a little bit more clear. Okay. Hi, Rosemary. So I'm looking on Facebook to see if there's any comments, and I don't see any yet. I'm double checking to make sure. If someone is on Facebook, Rosemary, can you hop over and double check? It says I'm live, but just okay. There we go. Somebody's looks like it's connecting. All right, so we're going to give it just a minute. Hey, Patsy, um, for everybody to join. Let me type a comment out here on Facebook and then we'll get started. That way everybody will know that I'm there. Okay. All right. I'm live. Yay. Let's hope everything, cross fingers, knock on wood, everything. Hey, Darlene, Cheryl. All right. Awesome. So we are good on both platforms. Awesome. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so we're going to get started. What I want to do is to talk about the ceramic products, what they are, what they're used for, and what clay body can they be used on, and if there's any precautions. Okay, so because I know that a lot of people are confused on some things, but not everything. Okay, just a few. So what I want to do is I'm going to pop some things up on this screen, and then you questions if you want. So these are some of the ceramic kits, some of them that we have available. Hey, Stacy, Joel. So, good evening, everyone. So these are different kits. There's the confusion in the beginning is because I set up these images to say CC Enhancer Kit, and that pertains to our glass market, our fused glass market. It's the same thing. It's just the way it's worded. So it's CC Kit 1, 2, and 3. So there's 41 colors. We broke it into 3 kits, or you can buy all 41. Okay, so that's the basic explanation. Good evening, everyone. Um, then we have a ceramic underglaze sampler kit, and I'm going to go over each one of these individually. Okay, then there are special kits depending on a webinar that I did or a project, that type of thing, and that's where that blue floral kit comes in. And then the Clayshare color kit. So that was like an introductory to our color strokes, which are the opaque underglazes. Okay, so let's talk about the ceramic underglaze sampler kit to start with. So as you can see, you get all these colors, and I put the flyer for all 41 up there because what I want you to understand is these are translucent underglazes. Okay, translucent or transparent underglazes. So they can go on greenware, they can go on bisque, they can be used for Maiolica or Majolica work on any clay body, whether you're 0406 earthenware or whether you're cone 5, cone 6, stoneware, porcelain, that type of thing. You can even put them on raku clay, and as long as you cover them with a clear to protect um, the underglaze, it'll appear after you raku. Okay, we've done that at some of my retreats. Okay, so this is a sampler kit. So you've got 14 colors, but it also has a pint of our gloss medium, which is our clear glaze. Now, if you're cone 5, cone 6, and you are stoneware porcelain, you're going to say, but I don't need that clear glaze. It is a product that I like to mix with the color concentrates to enable better blending, shading. It gives you more open time when you're doing things. Okay. So it's worth, so if you're not sure, that's a good kit to start with. Okay. And before I go too far, and I did not make a slide for it, but I have extended the 15% off coupon. So if there's anybody sitting on the fence and they're not sure what to buy, the code is Merry Mary, the same as it was for Christmas and New Year's. So MERRY, all caps, no spaces. And that'll get you 15% off of anything on the website, whether it's brushes or color or kits or whatever. Okay, so check that out. Good evening, everyone that's just popping on. Okay, looks like we've got people from everywhere. A lot of people are having snow. We're cold here in Texas, but no snow. We have had snow this time of year, but thank you, Stacy. You are so on it for everybody. You just are right there. So Stacy on Facebook has typed in the discount code Mary Mary. Okay, and I can put it on YouTube in a little bit. So this is a good kit. You get 1 ounce bottles, which are the smallest bottle that we bottled the translucent underglazes in. Okay, and you get a pint of the clear. So that's a great kit to start with. Uh-oh, Joel says his car is stuck in the snow. Oh my gosh, that's not good. Okay, so this is a good one. Now let's go to the next kit. Just a second to change. So CC Enhancer Kit 1. Like I said before, the enhancer part of that, everybody thinks it's for glass. It's not. It's the same product for glass. It's the same product for ceramics. Okay, so this is 14 colors, 1 ounce size, and the colors are shown there. Okay, translucent underglazes made for greenware, bisque, or myolica work. So we've broken them down into 3 kits. So there's number 1. If you have any questions, put them in the chat and I'll try to glance over. I am by myself trying to do everything, so bear with me. Okay, so kit number 2. So you see the colors are different. Once again, they're all 1 ounce. So it really depends on your color palette, what you like. We made these up years ago. Would I change some of them now? Yes, but they're out there, so I'm not going to change it at this point. Hey, Deb. Hey, Lucy. So there's kit number 2. And if anybody has one kit versus the other, you can pop on and say something. Hey, Eddie. Okay, here's kit number 3. So that's what's left over. So it only has 13. The other 2 have 14 colors in it. Okay, once again, all 1 ounce. You can buy any of these kits in 1 ounce and 2 ounce. Okay, either one. Hey, Shannon, thank you. So either 1 ounce and 2 ounce. It just depends on how much you want. You can buy all these colors singly. You do not have to buy the kits. We did the kits just because it made it somewhat easier for people to find things and just to grab and go. Okay. So Joel says on Facebook, the natural color is really a good skin tone. Yeah, the CC 182, and if you're looking for opaque coverage, it would be CS for color stroke 682. That's the nice thing about our system, that you can, the last 2 digits of the numbers cross over to both lines, and if there is a color in both, you know they're made with the same pigment. Hey, Angie. Angie says she loves her CFEs in the gel base. They ride on really nicely. Um, so that's one comment I think that a lot of people say about them. Okay, so Britt says she's confused, a little confused about your statement regarding the gloss medium clear and the cone 5-6. Don't need it. No, you don't need to use the gloss medium on or with the color concentrates. It allows, when you mix it 50-50 with the concentrates, so it's my low fire clear glaze, CSP 01 gloss medium NT clear, non toxic clear. If you mix it with the concentrates in any, um, whether it's equal or more to thin it down, it just allows you open time. Okay, the word medium in the toll painting market is an extender and opener. So what that does is allows it to stay open longer, allows you to manipulate it and move it. So Britt, when I'm doing my watercolor backgrounds, I 99% of the time will add the gloss medium to my concentrates so that I can do my slip slap mush mush and move it around, blend colors, overlap colors. It just gives it open time. If you use the colors straight from the bottle onto your wear, it's going to grab wherever you put it. And that's fine when you're doing brush strokes. But if you're wanting to blend and do things, then that, you know, medium gives you that open time. Okay. All right. Are the enhancer products also trans? Yes, that's Cheryl is asking on Facebook. So, Cheryl, the word enhancer came from our glass market. I need to change the flyers and I need to say CC Kit 41 or CC enhancer. It's both the same thing. So, it works on glass or on ceramic. So, it we did enhancers because you can enhance your enamels, is why we did it. We have another question. Can the gloss medium be used at cone 5? Absolutely. Absolutely, it can. Just do not use it, okay, as a overall coverage for a clear glaze. When you're putting it with the color concentrates, you're using it more as like a spot glaze, and that's fine. You're going to use, if you're on clay for cone 5, cone 6, stoneware porcelain, you're going to use a zinc free clear, is what I recommend. Kathy says I'm cutting out on Facebook. Kathy, it could just be Facebook. You may have to jump over to YouTube, okay? Because I don't see anything here, but Facebook's been acting really weird. So keep that in mind. You may have to pop over to YouTube. I'm trying to still do both platforms because there's a lot of people that don't do YouTube, but just in case, you may have to pop over there. Hopefully that makes sense. Zinc free clear, cone 5, cone 6. Yes, Joel. I prefer with ours, I've tested a few different ones. The Mako SW004 zinc free clear seems to give the best greens. It helps hold the purples and the pinks because those tend to burn out when you're going to the cone 5, cone 6. So apply them multiple thin coats. Don't ever put it on thick coats. Okay. That is a no no. You just don't want to do it. Okay. Okay. That made sense. They said. Okay. Hopefully, Britt, does that help answer your question? I hope. Okay. I'm checking for other questions. Okay. Yeah. It could just be the connection with your internet, too. You never know. Okay. I'm going to pop to the. We can always go back. So, this is a kit that I made up last year for the Clayshare during Clayshare Day, maybe. Giving you black, white, it gives you the pinks and the purples, which because these are opaque underglazes, they tend to hold those pinks and purples better than the translucent. Okay, keyword, you've got translucent underglazes, which are your color concentrates, or we refer to them as CCs, and then you have your opaque underglazes, which is your color strokes. What is the best starter kit for beginners is one of the questions. It depends on if you want opaque or you want translucent. Okay. Most people, I can tell you, Suzanne, bought this Clayshare color stroke kit. Okay. And if you type in just Clayshare on the website, you can find that kit. Just don't try to type the whole kit name, just type a keyword, and that's the best way to find anything. But you can also go to the color stroke page and you can find it. Stacy is saying, and I'm going to hit that, Stacy, in a minute. If you attend the Fire Darts Expo in Wisconsin, yeah, in August, I will be there. I'll be doing workshops, and I'll show you that in just a second because I did upload that flyer. So this would be, Suzanne, on Facebook, a good kit. And then the other one is the sampler. So if you bought those two kits, and I'm going to pop it back up here in just a second, you would, so this sampler kit would give you the gloss medium, 14 colors, and then you get that color stroke kit, and that gives you a sampling of both lines, and you can make your decision if you want to jump in and buy the whole thing. Okay, you are going to get that 15 if you jumped on late. Code Mary Mary, all caps, all ran together, is still at 15% off on the website right now. I went ahead and extended it. We had some people that wanted that, and I thought because I was doing this tonight, that would be a good thing to go ahead and extend that out. Okay, so this kit and then the Clayshare kit would be good for beginners. Now, just remember that, and if you are earthenware, Suzanne, you would use the CSPO1 gloss medium NT clear glaze that's in that kit to clear glaze over your pieces. Okay. If you're stoneware and porcelain, cone 5, cone 6, you're not going to, I do not have a clear glaze that fires to that temp. It will craze on you. Okay. And there's some good ones out there. That's why I haven't um, came up with that. And I found that Mako's SW004 zinc free clear is the best one to help hold the pinks, the purples, and the greens turn out more green versus brown that some greens do at that temperature. Britt is asking on YouTube, have I ever used Georgie's zinc free clear? I have not. I used Amico HF9. It still tend to diminish the pinks and purples. I've used Jessica's 2167, and it's okay. I found for me, it didn't hold those pinks and purples. Shannon says she loves the CCs mixed with the gloss medium, kind of like, yeah. So what it does is if you mix your color concentrates, let's go back to the sampler. So what happens is mix the color concentrates with the gloss medium. You turn it into a concept type product by Duncan. Okay, a concept type product if you use those. Okay, um, so or a color stroke that's the other part of our line, the opaque. But we're going to get into more of that in just a minute. Joel's asking, the red underglaze work the best with CFE Clear and not other brands. Joel, are you on earthenware or are you on stoneware and porcelain? Of course, if you're on earthenware, it's a good idea to stick with the underglaze and the manufactured glaze that goes with it. That's always the best. Don't mix apples and oranges. But on cone 5, cone 6, stoneware and porcelain, I don't have a clear glaze that goes to that temp. But I have found that none of the reds are affected by any of the clears that I've used, only pinks and purples. Okay. Britt says she's actually had Georgie's zinc free clear craze over the CCs. That's interesting because I would think that would be more of a clay body fit versus a glaze over a product. Does it happen, Britt, on any other manufacturer underglazes? Because like Stroke and Coat from Mako is a basically a glaze in a squeeze bottle. So mine are true underglazes. So the color concentrates, which I have up here now, the Underglaze sampler, is pure pigment in a gel base. There's no clay in it at all. No clay at all. Okay. Then when you go to the color strokes, there is a smidge, and my computer is hanging up. Hold on. So when you go to the Clayshare kit or any of the color strokes, these have a touch of clay. They have a touch of glaze in them. You can use the color strokes on greenware bisque or Biolica also. Caution on the greenware because it does have frit in it, meaning glaze. So don't put it on the bottom of your piece and don't put it on both sides. Like if you had a lid, a canister, a dish, anything with a lid and a bottom that's going to touch, don't put this product, don't put the color strokes on both surfaces where they're going to touch because they're going to fuse together. Okay, so Joel is saying stroke and coat from Mako is super grainy when you paint with it, but it does turn out glossy. It's not my favorite. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have read that out. Everybody has their favorites. Ours, all of them are in a gel base, so I think that that helps with the coverage. It glides on really nice. Um, what else can I say about it? Like I said, it's an opaque underglaze. Just don't put it on two surfaces that would be touching each other, especially in the greenware. And then if you're in bisque, you're not going to do that because otherwise your lid's going to be fused or stuck to your bottom. Okay. Okay, so Britt says she talked with Georgie's and they said it should be fine. Maybe I had it on too thick. Oh, okay. She's talking about the zinc free clear crazing over the CCs. Send me a picture of that if you've still got it. I'd like to look at it just to see what it looks like. Okay. All right. So let's go on to another kit. This is a blue flower kit. I did a project on it. If you like these colors, it does come with the CCs and 1 ounce bottles. You get the gloss, a pint of the gloss medium. You also get some brushes. So maybe you're not sure what brushes to start with. So this has got the small and medium Sumi. It's got my favorite liner brush. It's got a filbert for doing some dry brushing type techniques with the underglazes. It's got a great Kolinsky square shader and a round Kolinsky. So that's a good basic. You can always buy a kit and add more colors to it. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Britt. Those colors look great together. Yeah, they're and I don't have a picture of it, but it was a great big blue flower. There is a video and PDF. So if you just type in blue in the search bar, you'll be able to pop that up. Okay. Okay. Deb says on Facebook that she's had that happen twice on stoneware. Cone 5, cone 6, sunflowers, CC 123. Comments are popping really fast. Turns grainy and has some texture. Okay, so if you apply the colors too heavy, the color concentrates, okay, then it can, because it's so high pigment. Okay, this is pure color. It's suspended in a gel. So it's very, very strong. Hence the word color concentrated. So if you put it on too heavy, you could get that bubbly or that grainy feel. So multiple thin coats are always better than one thick, heavy coat of no matter what products on the market you're using. Okay. And if I'm on greenware, which a lot of people don't work on greenware anymore in the traditional ceramics, um, I put a thin coat down. A lot of times I'll thin it with a little bit of water, put a coat on because it'll absorb better to the wear. You can do that on bisque too, and then come back with your 2 coats. Kathy, she has the Sumi brushes. if you have the sumis, you can blend really well. I'm not going to paint tonight. I've done tons of other videos. I just want to hit these kits so that everybody understands what they are. Okay. All right. So the next one is the full color stroke kit. Okay. And for whatever reason, my text is not. So this is 63 colors. We have 62 colors plus one that is a speck. And there's supposed to be a little text showing up on the right hand side of that screen, which it's not. And it tells you that. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up. But 62 colors plus a speck. So what is the speck? The speck is something that you can add to any of the color strokes or the color concentrates to give it a little fleck. So if any of you remember, Gare had, I don't know if they still do or not. I don't check out my competition. Gare had Fleckles years ago. So it was a yellow with the fleck in it, and they sold you the same yellow without it. Well, I'm going to sell you the spec, and you can add it to any of your colors. There's no sense of you buying all the colors with the spec in it and all of them plain. That's crazy, ridiculous. And I think my text is going to pop up here in a minute. I see the box, but who knows? So anyway, you can add that spec to anything. Okay. Thanks, Joel. Okay. All right. So let's look at color wheels. This is earthenware. Okay. Showing you concentrates and color strokes. So what I do is I use a square shader and I do 1, 2, and 3 coats. These templates for making your own color wheel are up on the blog. If you just type in color wheel or wheel in the search bar, you can come up with that template. Okay, because there's one for each line, depending on whatever cone you're firing at. Okay, so these were all applied to earthenware 04 bisque. Then I put my clear glaze, my CSP 01 glass medium on it, and fired it to an Stilton fired to an 06. Okay. Stacy, you're funny. Hey, Sherry Tavis, how are you, girl? Okay, so there is earthenware. So let's go to cone 5, cone 6. I fired these to a cone 6. So I used Mako's, like a coupe plate, and put my color wheels on there. So it was 04 Stoneware Bisque by Mako. And then I used Mako's. Thank you, Susan, on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, Susan has posted the color wheel template. Thank you. If I had another hand, I could do that, but it's too hard to try to find that and pop it in and all that. Hey, Janet. So this is showing you, like again, I said, both product lines on Mako 04 Stoneware Bisque fired to cone 6. And I used Mako's SW004 zinc free clear over them. So you can see the pinks and purples. And even, you know, somebody who just talked about the graininess. Even my CC125, I applied it a little heavy and it does look textured over there on the CC wheel. What ratio, the question is, what ratio when adding spec to CCs or CSs? Great question, Rosemary. Um, 50-50, but you can go 3 parts color to 1 part spec. It just really depends on how much spec you want in there. But it's great for like bananas and apples and oranges. Um, I've used it on leaves, ladybugs, put it in a red and ended up having a little speck in it. Okay. So Heather says, I am a glass artist and I have only used CFE and powder and G series. Do any of these pre-mixed work on glass? Yes, Heather, they do. The color, well, actually, both of these do. I have separate flyers showing you what happens, but the color concentrates are a liquid that you can enhance on top of your dried powdered enamels. After you've flooded your color in, you can come back and Zentangle on top. So there's a few precautions. And what I'll do is another live where I talk about glass, and that may be next week. And maybe that way it's fresh on everybody's mind. Stacy has popped in on Facebook and put that Mako glaze listed in the comments so that you guys know um, what I was talking about. Okay, so that's my recommendation. We have another question. Can you use a little clear gloss medium mixing with the color strokes so it flows easier? You could. When you add the medium to any of the colors, you are diluting it a little bit. So that's all that's going to happen. But you can. But the color strokes are really creamy. They have our designer glaze medium in them for an opacifier. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Okay. And explain that. You're welcome, Heather. Okay, so Miss Stacy mentioned the Fire Arts Expo, and then we'll go back for some more questions. But before I forget to do this, is a workshop event with multiple teachers, vendors. It's up in Wisconsin. We've done it three years now, and I teach classes the whole time I'm there. Usually two, four, I don't know, 6 or 7 classes. So those classes will be posted mid to end of March. Okay, and let me show you the teachers that are going. Yeah, the color strokes are creamy and smooth. They look more translucent, not when you put 3 coats. And in the 3 coats on that color wheel, it's hard to tell because it's a little tiny. You got 62 colors on there. Okay, I was trying to pop up the teachers. You're right. Yeah, the red is watery. Just put on 4 coats of the red, whichever product you're using. 4 coats is the best with reds. Thin coats, multiple thin coats. Okay. So at the expo, um, Jessica is going to be there from Clayshare. Mike Harbridge will teach his classes, and I can't get this other deal. Unfortunately, I'm going to get stuck on. So let me see if my buttons will work. Teresa told you to put 4 coats of the red too. Okay, good, good. At least we're all on the same book, same page. Glass next week. Okay, I will do a glass kits and all that next week and talk about that. Okay, and I can't get my buttons to work at all, so I may be stuck on this. I'm trying to do too much, I think is probably what it is. All right, so yes, Jessica is going to be there. Mike announced that today on his live, and I posted his live on my Facebook. Okay, now it's finally moving. Let's see if I can. Oh, there I am. Hi. Okay, so and I still can't get it to show the teachers and everything, but hopefully I can pop it up there in a minute. Yeah, Debbie from Debbie De La Cruz that does all the cutters and the stamps. She's going to be there teaching GR pottery. Um, Sharon Hoppy is going to be there. My, um, this is Bob Marini from Mako. Oops. Okay, so now we're overhead. Hello. While I'm overhead, before I lose it, I want to show you. So in we have what's called the hobby kit, an artist kit, and this is where some people have got really confused. So they go on and they see the hobby and the artist. So the hobby kit is all one of your color concentrates, and it just switched on me again. Hold on. Here, I thought I had it, and then it switched. Not good. And my buttons are stuck. Hold on. I'm going to answer questions. So, yeah, everybody, there's all kinds of people going to be there. And then you've got your different booths, that are going to be. Let's see if this will switch back to my overhead. Hopefully. Okay. Small entry fee of $5 when you pay for each word. Yeah, so if you buy the workshops ahead of time, what we've done the last few years is you get a discount. So once we get them posted, then you can sign up. And Mike said he was going to have a PDF so that you can actually see the classes side by side to see time frames, because we do morning and afternoon. The teachers, most of them will teach on setup day for the regular vendors, so you've got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday classes. Usually they only do one on Saturday. Okay, so back to the hobby kit, because I know my screen switched. The hobby kit and the artist kit are exactly the same, with the exception of the size of the products that are in there. So with the hobby kit, you get all 41. Okay, so you get all 41 of those color concentrates, every single one of them. And here they are. Okay, they're all in little 1 ounce. So this is 1 ounce. This is a 2 ounce size. So if you bought the artist kit, you would get the bigger bottles. That's the difference. And you can buy any of the kits in either size. Okay, so you get 41 colors. You also get the gloss medium, a pint. Okay, I'm talking hobby kit right now. So you get a pint of the clear glaze. You also get a pint, or excuse me, an 8 ounce of CSPO2 and O3. This is designer glaze medium and matte medium. This is a clear matte glaze. These are only earthenware. So a lot of the Clayshare people that are Cone 5, Cone 6 have ordered some of these kits, but they're getting, and I usually call and we switch it. These products will not work. They will work for the blending technique, but you cannot use them as an overall coverage on Cone 5, Cone 6. This is earthenware only. Okay, earthenware. And I believe I've got all that information on there. Okay, so now a minute ago I spoke and said that the designer glaze medium was in the color strokes. So this is an opacifier. If you have this product, CSPO2 designer glaze medium, do not ever put it over the top of your colors. You mix it with your colors to make them more opaque, and we have it in the color strokes already. Never use it as a clear glaze. It will milk and it will look nasty. Okay, it's for blending, the keyword medium, to blend only. Okay, so it's already in the color strokes. You also get a product called Terra Firma Fire. It is earthenware only page. Okay, let me check for questions real quick. Looks like, okay, thanks Deb for posting that link. I did put the video on my page today also. Ugly storm on the East Coast. Yeah, we have had horrendous. I look a mess today because the wind is just absolutely um, made a mess of things. Actually, it blew over my one trellis on one end of the house, and I lost a cushion off of a chair, and I cannot find it in the neighborhood. So Lord only knows where it's at. But luckily, we had just had rain. Okay, one of the other products that's in the hobby and artist kit are clay dimensions. This is a piping slip based product. Neutral is white, black is black. Okay, these are earthenware only. You cannot use these because part of the formula is a slip that is for earthenware. Okay, so CSP 30 and 31. You can tint the neutral. This comes out white. You can tint it with any of your concentrates. Okay, don't try to tint it black because you'll never get black. You're adding to a white base, so it's going to be a soft pastel. It's not going to be red. You're going to get pink, that type of thing. But these are for piping, which is a raised dimension, keyword dimension. Okay, so these are earthenware only. There's a question, any prismatic sand kits yet? Yes, there is a hydrangea prismatic sand kit out there. So just type in prismatic and you'll be able to find it on the website. Somebody's asking about glass. Okay, the other three products is my black glaze, white glaze, opaque black, opaque white, and our Potterstone buff, which is one of my favorite. It's a speckled matte, great to do Magelica. You can use it under or over the color concentrates. Once again, all of these are earthenware. 04, 06. Do not use them on stoneware and porcelain. So the what I'm trying to make a point is, don't buy the hobby kit if you are cone 5, cone 6. Okay? Because it's got product in there that you don't use. If you use both, yes, that's fine. And you also get a CD if anybody still has CD. You can buy detachable ones, but this has a lot of links to YouTube's and all the free projects and product overview and everything. So you get one of those with this kit also. So the only difference is you get larger amounts of the concentrates, you get larger amounts of the glazes and everything. You get pints with the artist kit, okay, as opposed to the 8 ounces of everything. Hopefully that makes sense. Any questions about that kit? So thankful you know so much. Yeah, well, I do try to, if you order something and I'm like, I'm not familiar with this person, I'm not sure which clay body they work, I would generally email you a couple times. If you don't answer, then I'm going to pick up the phone and call you and just say, hey, did you really mean, are you working with? Because there's no sense of me sending it to you and then you having to ship it back. So your better bet is, if you're looking for all the color concentrates, is to go with that 41 kit, and you can buy those in the 1 ounce or the 2 ounce size. Okay. And then you can add, or you go get that sampler kit, which has got the glaze already in it. So just so in your hobby and artist, there's a checklist in it. So it's got all the color concentrates and all those other products that I talked about. And it does come with the wood tray for a while. Eventually we'll run out of those, and I think I'm going to revamp it and not send that with it. Some people like it because you can pick it up and take it with you wherever you're going or where you're painting, that type of thing. Okay. All right. So the little color stroke kit that I showed you, it's just these 2 ounce bottles. Okay. So there's 12 colors in there. And so that's what it looks like. Um, Pretty simple as far as like the Underglaze sampler kit. Once again, you get the 14 colors and you get a pint of the clear. So you would get this large bottle of the gloss medium with those 1 ounce bottles of the concentrates. And that's the ceramic Underglaze sampler kit. You can just type in sampler and it should pop up on your search. Okay. And then as far as the other kits, number 3, and I think you've seen them better, 2 and 1, they're all just small boxes. So they're all prepackaged, ready to go. Okay. Any questions about the kits or anything? Let's see if my deal will work and switch back to me. Okay. Hey, thanks for popping on, everybody. Okay. Joel needs all the kits. You're funny, Becca. That's hilarious. Everybody needs all the kits, right? I can tell you, we sell a ton of the 41 kits. I mean, it's amazing because, and actually, I probably shouldn't say this. I think I put something on the website. I put it on sale, and now you're getting 15 off too. So if you want the 41 and you're making, tonight would be the thing. That coupon Mary Mary, if you join me late, I extended that coupon code that I've had out there. So Mary Mary, all caps, all ran together, MERRY, MERRY, because I had it at Christmas, New Year's. 15% off your purchases. So brushes, color, everything. Okay. Does freezing affect any of the products? Deb wants to know. No. All you need to do, because we've got frigid weather out there right now. I usually, if I know it's going to the north or someplace that's colder, because I'm in Texas, the Fort Worth area, I will make sure it's packed well, first of all. Just let it thaw out naturally. Do not try to force it to thaw. That's the only thing you need to do. Hi, Tim. Paula, the liquid glass. Could you do a video on that one? Now, what are you talking about, Sherry Tavis? I mean, we have powdered glass enamels, and you liquefy them with our glass medium. Next week, I'm going to do glass. We're going to just talk about products. We're not going to paint or do anything like that. We're just going to have a discussion. So stay tuned for that. But if you have a specific question, email me so that I have your answer ready for you. Um, I, I, I like that when you email questions in ahead of time. What is the shelf life on the colors? Carolyn, you should know. You prompted me, didn't you? The shelf life. I'm telling you, I had a lady that is now a teacher. She wasn't at the time. She bought a hobby kit, and it was 8 to 10 years before when she was raising her family, and before she actually got to sit down and use it. Because at that point, then they were teenagers, and she could do that. And everything was fine. There was only one color that had a problem: CC 186 burnt sienna. It tends to dry out faster than anything. Now, all you have to do, if you happen to get a color that when you put it on, maybe the lid wasn't closed good or something, but say it starts cracking, you'll see this crackly finish. Just add a little bit of gloss medium to it. Cover the top of the bottle, let it absorb or shake it into it. It'll be fine. So shelf life is endless. I have some bottles with original labels that Patty Booth, when she owned the company, I bought the company in 2006. So we're what, 18 years, um, and I still have a couple of colors in that original, and it's fine, absolutely fine. You love the burnt sienna color. Yeah, it's just, if you have any problem, just to add a little bit of gloss medium. That's the only thing. The stuff. Okay, so Sherry says the stuff that you use a hole punch and cut it out. I'm still lost, Sherry. Send me a picture. Email me. Ceramics by Paula at gmail.com. Um, I don't know why that's. Hopefully that makes sense. But how does the colors compare to Mako colors? Um, Mako has a few translucent underglazes. Of course, they bought Duncan. I have no idea how many of those. I can tell you, though, that it goes on. I've been told by people that use both or have used both that it goes on much smoother. It just glides on. It's that gel base. It makes a huge difference. I think it's just what you're used to. And it can make a difference on the brush that you apply it with. A lot of people use um, cheap brushes, dollar store brushes, that type of thing. And most of those are Taklon and they're harsher hair. I personally like to use Sable, Kolinsky, and my Sumi brushes. I do 85% of my ceramic painting with my Sumi brushes, unless it is a brushstroke type thing. 85%. You can apply solid coverage. There's 4 different sizes. They're just awesome. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you about. You have some of the originals. Carolyn says she still has some. Uh, Teresa is saying that she has her kit from back in 2005. So, Mako's stroke and coats would be similar to color strokes of mine, but stroke and coat glosses, mine do not gloss. You have to put a clear over them. Okay, you have to put a clear over them. So somebody says I have buckets of clear glaze from Garrett. Can I use it as a clear glaze over? So Cheryl, it would depend on when you start mixing and matching different companies, the amount of calcium that we put in our clear can bleach or fade out the pinks and purples. So I would say make sure that you put an extra coat or two of those colors on, those CC 130, 131, 132, 135, 6, and 7. Make sure you get those on, not necessarily heavy, just another coat, and they should hold up just fine. But I would do a test. Maybe do your color wheel and do half of it with the two different glazes that you're using in your studio, and that way you know what it's going to do, how it's going to affect it. What are the ones that come in the wooden box? Those are the hobby and the artist kit, Becca. So, but those are for earthenware. All those products in there, most of them will, I mean, the concentrates will work on either, but those glazes and piping only work on earthenware. So, if you work on earthenware, that's a good kit to buy. And it comes in 1 ounce or 2 ounce. Okay, Mary Coral says it definitely goes on smoother. Mako, if you put 3 coats on, doesn't need glaze. Right. So Mako's stroke and coat, you don't need a glaze when you put your 3 coats on. Where any of my products, the color strokes or the color concentrates, they're an underglaze. You have to put a clear glaze over them. That's why they're technically called an underglaze. Okay. So you need whatever clear or depending on the clay body you're working on. Do you have a product that is thickened to mesh? Yes, I have a thickener. Just type in thickener and you can find it. You can use it with our glass or our ceramic products to thicken up your product to go through a silk screen or stencil. But if you're using a true stencil that is a plastic with the open holes, you should be able just to use a pouncer, sponge pouncer, and do, um, through your stencil. But if you're talking silk screen where it's fabric and it's got the little holes, then the thickener is needed and you can thicken either product. And I did a silk screen video that shows earthenware. It would work the same way on porcelain and stoneware. You need it. You need a T-shirt. I'll have to work on that. I don't have any of that kind of work or any shirts or anything. I used to do aprons, but I just haven't in a long time. It's hard when you're a small company to do everything, and we are small, very small. So be patient with us. Dumb question. There's never a dumb question, Janet. Janet is asking, can I use color concentrates on bisque instead of earthenware? Absolutely. Greenware, bisque, or on top of a non-moving glaze, which all of them should be these days, since we got rid of lead. For Maiolica work. But yes, you can. I personally would rather work on greenware, earthenware, and stoneware, clay, or O4 because it absorbs like it's on greenware. And because it's more porous, your colors are going to absorb better and you're going to have better coverage. That's my personal preference. So Teresa says, I use glaze over stroking. I use my clear glaze, Teresa, over stroking coat, and they look glossy. I think without it, they look dull. Okay. Well, it depends on how many coats of the stroking coat you're putting on. And that would be follow the manufacturer's recommendation. Okay. Then you gloss over. Yes. So, Janet, so they're underglazes, translucent underglazes. So let's go back to the color wheels real quick. Let me see if this works. Okay, so color concentrates are translucent underglazes. Color strokes are opaque underglazes. They need clear glaze over them if you are on earthenware. Now, sometimes on stoneware you can do it and not put it on there, but depending on the number of coats, it at that temperature it will gloss the heavier it's applied on the color strokes. Yes, I know, Teresa. What slip do you use? Do you ever slip? Oh yeah, Joel, I don't slip cast anymore, but I have a lady that does it, and I believe she is using um, Steve's. I don't know what the brand name is, but I've heard there's a lot of issue. I mean, I got 2,000 molds sitting in, actually more than that, sitting in storage. If anybody for molds, come to Texas. I've got molds that have never been poured. Anyway, which I know I need to get rid of some of those. The other neat thing is, as far as the color strokes, okay, if you're using them on earthenware and you don't clear glaze over it, he's going to go back to that page. Hold on one second. Um, you have a chalkboard finish. Okay, so if you use the color strokes that I'm showing here on the screen and on earthenware and you don't clear glaze over it, you actually have a chalkboard finish that you can take chalk. I have a free project under the freebie. So in the blue bar on the website, you can go to the free techniques and you can download that. You have molds that haven't been poured too. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how we collect those things, right? All right, so let me see if I can, if you are not on YouTube, but make sure you go and subscribe to my YouTube so that you don't miss any. If I upload videos, we'll see if this pops up. I don't know whether this will or not. Maybe not. I'm still here. It's just black screen at the moment. Okay, so that's not going to work. I thought it would, but it's not. Okay. Um, at the top, there's a blue bar and it says education. And then under it, there's a drop down menu and it says free techniques. If you just pop over there, you can download PDFs. Like I posted on my Facebook page the other day, the little vase that was in pinks for Valentine's. And then I had a little box with it. So that technique is out there. Do I have acrylic paints? I do not. I really wished I did because I love to do acrylics. Um, that's my retirement. You never know what'll happen. Who knows? All right. So Deb says, I missed it. You had a product to make it more opaque. Yes, that is the designer glaze medium, CSPO2. You can mix it with your color concentrates and it would become like a stroke and coat, but it makes that concentrate more opaque. So CSPO2 designer glaze medium is that product. You're late, Nancy. What's the deal? We're done. We're almost done. And Rosemary says nothing like the Sumi brushes. I'm telling you, there isn't. I designed the Sumi brushes. I bought, gosh, my youngest son is 30. So I did them about 33 years ago, I guess. I took China painting lessons and I wanted to come up with that really soft background. And so I developed these brushes that are made out of black squirrel hair. They're natural hair. They're not as cheap as they used to be because it's hard to get natural hair brushes right now. Can I use my, anyway, so those brushes are out there. They're great brushes. Susan's asking, can I use your enamels on metal? I haven't heard of anybody having success with that, Susan. Sorry. For a true beginner, everybody's popping up questions. I got to go back here. For a true beginner, what kit would you start with? The 41 or start with that sampler kit, Janet? The sampler. Um, one and oh lordy, and it just moved on me again. Hold on. Let me go back to me. Hopefully it'll go back. Oh, look, there's some ceramic. Those are earthenware and stoneware projects, and you can use them over if you like those translucent underglaze transfers or decals, some people call them. The hydrangeas in the middle there, that was applied to some hand built stoneware pieces, and I put the underglaze transfer on it, fired it to bisque, and then I came back and I used the color concentrates. And there is a video on that out there. Let's see if I can get this to switch back to me. Nancy says she loves the Sumi brushes. So um, the sampler, if you just go to the color concentrate page, Janet, and then I think it's on the second page is the sampler, and it has the gloss medium with the 14 colors. So look at the colors. It's really the color palette that will make the choice of what you want. But like I said, with the 15% off, you may want to jump in and just do the 41 colors in the 1 ounce. Then you could buy the colors that you use more, like the blues, the greens, black. I have some people that buy pints of the colors. They use that much of it. So they are available individual. So you can buy a kit and you can always add a color or two singly too. How are your brushes expensive? You get the 15% off. So the Sumi set, I want to say it's on sale for 68, 63.85, something like that. And then you're going to get a 15% off of that. Okay. So definitely check those out. I think everybody that uses them really likes them. They're not like the Sumi brushes that are out there on the market. Okay, I don't know if you can see. So this is a brand new one, but they're a soft black hair, the black squirrel, natural hair. So natural hair is going to grab, hold the product, carry it further, apply more product than what your synthetic type brushes. So the synthetic or Taklon ones that are usually the yellow hair, and I talk about brushes on other videos too. This is not going to hold as much as this would hold. Okay, so that makes a huge difference. Um, they're a little expensive, but you know what? You invest in your work and they're going to last you as long as you take care of them. And since we mentioned natural hair or any hairs, don't use Dawn detergent to clean your brushes. Okay, use a mild hand soap or just a bar of ivory soap, or there's different brush cleaners out there that you can use. And then let's see what the other questions are. You just sold some Sumi brushes today to your customers. Awesome. They're worth every cent, Nancy says. There you go. Thank you. Um, There's another question up here. I'm trying to scroll back. Another question on the opaque product. Can you use less coats of the CCs if mixed with it? No, it really just turns it into a colored glaze. So you still need the coats. It just helps make it opaque. And I tend to use it when I'm doing blending techniques. But I've been sticking with the gloss medium so I don't confuse everybody. Okay, the cerulean is Janet's favorite color. It is mine too. You probably can tell that by I really have to stop myself and switch over and use something different because um, it's crazy. I'm a wealth of knowledge. Yeah, well, I've owned the company since 2006, so hopefully I've already made all the mistakes, and you guys don't have to make them. Don't leave your paintbrushes in the water overnight. No, absolutely not. That will loosen the glue, the ferrule, cause the paint to chip off, the wood to swell if it happens to be a wooden handle. Yeah, that's not a good idea. And then I'll say you another one because you've ruined it. So, and don't stand them up in your brush caddy until they're dry. You need to lay them flat when you've rinsed them out and you're drying them. Okay, just a little bit. Let me double check. I think I got all the questions. Hopefully. Mary says she's had her brushes for 10 years. So yeah, it depends on how much you use them. If you use them on bisque, bisque is harsher than what greenware is. So that makes a difference as far as how long they're going to last. But natural hair brushes are going to make the coverage better. You're not going to have to apply as much, and it's just a nicer finish. If you use the Taklon, you're going to have to put 1 to 2 more coats on than what I'm doing with a sable brush or natural hair brush. All right. hopefully, any other questions before we end here? I'm trying to double check. Like I said, I'm looking at two different screens plus another screen. Just a reminder, don't forget about the Fire Arts Expo. Put that back up. There we go. Up in Wisconsin in August. And I think the heart project that I posted, which I haven't fired yet, the other day that I did on a soft fired tile, is going to be one of my projects. There we go. So there is your lineup of teachers for the expo currently. That doesn't mean there won't be more added. Okay, so all types of very knowledgeable, wonderful teachers. You're welcome, Britt. Better see everyone there. I would love to see everyone there. It's fun. Stacy came last year for the first time, and her and Debbie had a blast. They were in a bunch of my classes. So yeah, fun, fun, fun. Let me see if I don't know if the website will come up or not when I switch to it. Probably not. Pushing my luck. Any last minute question? Hey, Michael. And that's not going to work. I think the heart, I was just telling them, I don't know if you heard me. I'm trying to switch the camera back. The heart that I posted like a week ago that was done on Underglaze, and my screen went black, but hopefully it'll come back to me. I'm trying to do too much. Deb says she had a lot of fun. Hello, come on. Please go back to my screen. Of course not. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know if I can change it or not. It's I'm still here. It's just a black screen. It doesn't like me switching. I thought I could go back and forth, and it's not going to allow me to. And it's not even going to switch back. So, all right. What about the 2018? I didn't catch what that was. I don't know why my camera will not switch, guys. So I'm going to end this. Unfortunately, it will not switch back. I'm not sure why, but I know I'm here. My voice is here. My camera just, looky there, finally worked. So once again, there's a whole bunch of different kits available. Check them out. All you have to do is go to ceramics and then go to um, either the color concentrates or the color strokes. And you can pick individual products or you can buy kits. And my Carbridge carries the products. He doesn't have the color strokes, but he does have the color concentrates on his website. So if you're buying other stuff from him, you can buy that from him at the same time. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to switch it to me. I don't know whether it'll work or not. We'll see. If not, guys, I'm going to. How long is the sale? Good question. That is through Sunday. I believe it is through this Sunday, which is what is it the 18th? Oops, I just dropped a piece of glass. I think it's the 18th. Let me double check. Oh, no. I think I've made it through the 18th or no, the 15th, Monday, 15th. That's what it was. You're welcome, guys. All right. Sorry. I don't know why it won't let me switch back to me. It's being stupid. So I'm going to sign off. Okay. And I'll see you guys next week and we'll talk about glass products. There we go. Hi. It just says you're just trying to do way too many things. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Email me, message me if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I will see you next week to talk about the glass products, kits, what's available, do's, don'ts. So the main thing is the hobby and the artist kit with the concentrates is designed for earthenware, not for, because some of those products only work on earthenware. So if you're a stoneware, just go to the kits, the CC Enhancer kits or the 41 and buy them individually. And don't forget to use that code. Miss Stacy popped it up there again. Merry, 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 all together, all caps, and save 15% through Monday.